cutie. Hi. My name is Glow. What's your name? Oh my god. That's such a beautiful name. Well, I had this idea. I thought that maybe I could read you a story tonight. Would you like that? Okay. Well, I have this one. It's called Winnie the Pooh. Do you know that one? Alright, so I thought I could read you a bit, but we need to be quiet because right now it's a relaxing time, okay? Okay, good. Well, sit back and relax, okay? First, let me show you the cover. Do you see there? Yeah, he's like a bear and he loves honey. Yes, all bears do, don't they? Chapter 1. Do you see there the picture? Yeah. He's carrying his teddy bear down the stairs. Yeah. Do you have a teddy bear? Can I see him? Oh, well, can I give you this one maybe? Yeah. His name is Jack. So I'll give him to you and you'll just keep it and you can give him back later, okay? Okay. I'll put him there with you. Before we start, do you want to know the names of my friends? Okay. So, this is Cutie Pie. It's very soft and a little squishy. This is Pinkie Pie. He has beautiful eyes and a gorgeous fluffy tail. Good. And now this is Sleepy Pie. He always sleeps, so that's why I try to speak very quietly. He's always sleeping. He's a mushroom. Nice dreams. Alright, let's start this. Chapter 1. Once upon a time, a very long time ago now, about last Friday, Winnie the Pooh lived in a forest all by himself under the name of Sanders. One day, when he was out walking, he came to an open place in the middle of the forest, and in the middle of this place was a large oak tree, and from the top of the tree there came a loud buzzing noise. Do you know what a buzzing noise is? It's like bees. It's like buzz, buzz. Winnie the Pooh sat down at the foot of the tree, put his head between his paws, and began to think. First of all, he said to himself, that buzzing noise means something. You don't get a buzzing noise like that, just buzzing and buzzing without its meaning something. If there's a buzzing noise, somebody's making a buzzing noise. And the only reason for making a buzzing noise that I know of is because you're a bee. Then he thought another long time and said, and the only reason for being a bee that I know of is making honey. And then he got up and said, and the only reason for making honey is so as I can eat it. I told you, bears love honey. So he began to climb the tree. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed. And as he climbed, he sang a little song to himself. It went like this. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? Buzz, 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 I wonder why he does. Then he climbed a little further, and a little further, and then just a little further. By that time, he had thought of another song. It's very funny thought that if bears were bees, they'd build their nests at the bottom of trees. And that being so, if the bears were bears, we shouldn't have to climb up all these stairs. He was getting rather tired by this time. So that is why he sang a complaining song. He was nearly there now, and if he just stood on that branch, crack! Oh, help, said Pooh, as he dropped 10 feet to the branch below him. If only I hadn't, he said, as he bounced 20 feet onto the next branch. You see, what I meant to do, he explained as he turned head over heels and crashed onto another branch 30 feet below. What I meant to do, of course, it was rather, he admitted as he slithered very quickly the next 6 branches. It all comes, I suppose, he decided as he said goodbye to the last branch, spun around 3 times, and flew gracefully into a gorse bush. It all comes of liking honey so much. Oh, help! He crawled out of the gorse bush, brushed the prickles from his nose, just like that, and began to think again. And the first person he thought of was Christopher Robin. Who's Christopher Robin? You'll see. So, Winnie the Pooh went round to his friend Christopher Robin, who lived behind a green door in another part of the forest. Good morning, Christopher, he said. Good morning, Winnie the Pooh, said Christopher. I wonder if you've got such a thing as a balloon about you. A balloon? Yes, I just said to myself coming along, I wonder if Christopher Robin has such a thing as a balloon about him. I just said it to myself, thinking of balloons and wondering. What do you want a balloon for? Christopher said. Winnie the Pooh looked around to see that nobody was listening, put his paw to his mouth and said in a deep whisper, Honey. He loves honey, doesn't he? But you don't get honey with balloons. I do, said Pooh. Well, it just happened that Christopher had been to a party the day before at the house of his friend Piglet, and he had balloons at the party. He had had a big green balloon, and one of Rabbit's relations had had a big blue one and had left it behind, being really too young to go to a party at all. And so Christopher had brought the green and the blue home with him. Which one would you like? He asked Pooh. Pooh put his head between his paws and thought very carefully. It's like this, he said. When you go after honey with a balloon, the great thing is not to let the bees know you're coming. Now, if you have a green balloon, they might think you were only part of the tree and not notice you. And if you have a blue balloon, blue like this, they might think you were only part of the sky and not notice you. And the question is, which is most likely? Wouldn't they notice you underneath the balloon? Christopher asked. They might, or they might not, said Winnie. You can never tell with bees. He thought for a moment and said, I shall try to look like a small black cloud. That will deceive them. Then you had better have the blue balloon, Christopher said, and so it was decided. Well, they both went out with the blue balloon, and they take their gun with them just in case, as they always did. And Winnie the Pooh went to a very muddy place that he knew of, and rolled until he was black all over. And then, when the balloon was blown up as big, and Christopher and Pooh were both holding on to the string, Christopher let go suddenly, and Pooh Bear floated gracefully up into the sky and stayed there, level with the top of the tree and about 20 feet away from it. Hooray! Christopher shouted. Isn't that fine? Shouted Winnie the Pooh down to Christopher. What do I look like? You look like a bear holding onto a balloon, Christopher said. Not, said Pooh anxiously. Not like a small black cloud in a blue sky? Not very much, Christopher said. Well, perhaps from up here it looks different. And, as I say, you can never tell with bees. There was no one to blow him nearer to the tree, so there he stayed. He could see the honey, he could smell the honey, but he couldn't quite reach the honey. After a little while, he called down to Christopher. Christopher Robin, he said in a loud whisper. Hello. I think the bees suspect something. What sort of thing? I don't know, but something tells me that they're suspicious. Well, perhaps they think that you're after their honey. It may be that. You can never tell with bees. There was another little silence, and then Winnie called down to Christopher again. Christopher Robin. Yes. Have you an umbrella in your house? I think so. I wish you would bring it out here and walk up and down with it and look up at me every now and then and say, "Toot-toot, it looks like rain." I think if you did that, it would help the deception which we are practicing on these bees. Well, Christopher laughed to himself. Silly old bear. But Christopher didn't say it aloud because he was so fond of Winnie, and he went home for his umbrella. Oh, there you are, called down Winnie. As soon as he got back to the tree, I was beginning to get anxious. I have discovered that the bees are now definitely suspicious. Shall I put my umbrella up? Christopher said. Yes, but wait a moment. We must be practical. The important bee to deceive is the queen bee. Can you see which one is the queen bee from down there? No. Ah, pity. Well, now, if you walk up and down with your umbrella saying, "Toot toot, it looks like rain," I shall do what I can by singing a little cloud song, such as a cloud might sing. Go! So, while Christopher walked up and down and wondered if it would rain, Winnie the Pooh sang this song. How sweet to be a cloud floating in the blue. Every little cloud oh sings aloud. How sweet to be a cloud floating in the blue. It makes him very proud to be a little cloud. The bees were still buzzing as suspiciously as ever. Some of them, indeed, left their nests and flew all around the cloud as it began the second verse of the song. And one bee sat down on the nose of the cloud for a moment, and then got up again. Christopher! Ow! Robin! called out the cloud. Yes? I have just been thinking, and I have come to a very important decision. These are the wrong sort of bees. Are they? Quite the wrong sort. So I should think they would make the wrong sort of honey, shouldn't you? Would they? Yes. So I think I shall come down. How? Asked Robin. Winnie the Pooh hadn't thought about this. If he let go of the string, he would fall. Bump. And he didn't like the idea of that. So he thought for a long time, and then he said, Christopher Robin, you must shoot the balloon with your gun. Have you got your gun? Of course I had, Christopher said. But if I do that, it will spoil the balloon. Pooh said, but if you don't, I shall have to let go, and that would spoil me. When he put it like this, Christopher saw how it was, and he aimed very carefully at the balloon and fired. Ow! Said Pooh. Did I miss? Christopher said. You didn't exactly miss, said Pooh, but you missed the balloon. I'm so sorry, Christopher said, and he fired again, and this time he hit the balloon, and the air came slowly out, and Winnie the Pooh floated down the ground. But his arms were so stiff from holding onto the string of the balloon that all the time they had to stay up straight in the air for more than a week, and whenever a fly came and settled on his nose, he had to blow it off. And I'm not sure, that is why he was called Pooh. And that is the end of chapter 1. You can always come back and I'll read more, okay? Did you enjoy? Good. I have many more stories to tell. So many more. So I hope you'll come back and see me. Okay? Now, I'm going to sleep because I'm a little bit tired, okay? Okay. So, I hope to see you again